It was an hour-long interview with the top boss at Samsung Mobile, and we spoke about a lot of things. One of those was AI, and it's not just Galaxy AI, what they're bringing to their phones as well. A big part of that we've heard are, of course, these digital assistants, these ChatGPT style of assistants we're seeing in this age of generative AI. Now, Samsung has its own voice assistant called Bixby, which it launched in 2017, and it's got various capabilities, but it hasn't really had a major upgrade in a long, long time. However, TM Roh telling me in that interview that, in fact, Samsung will launch an upgraded Bixby this year that is based on the company's own large language models. These are the big data sets that effectively underpin a lot of these generative AI models. It'll be interesting to see what that looks like when it does come out and the capabilities Bixby will have after this big upgrade. And of course, it comes after Apple unveiled its own AI strategy and also an upgraded Siri that will rely partly on ChatGPT as well. Another part of the conversation focused on China. This is a big topic for the company. Now, Samsung has found very little success in the Chinese market. Its market share is less than 1% currently, as it faces intense local competition from companies like Xiaomi, like Huawei, like Honor as well. Now, TM Roh telling me that in China, they're going to look to make a China-specific AI set of features. They've already partnered with Chinese tech giant Baidu in trying to integrate Baidu's chatbot Ernie into Samsung devices in China as well, and TM Roh hinting to me that some further partnerships are going to come in that respect around its AI play in China. We know the internet landscape in China is heavily regulated, it's heavily controlled by the central government, so launching AI products there are very difficult and necessarily have to be with local partners like Baidu and others as well. Also, TM Roh admitting in the interview that the China market in mobile is more heated than anywhere else in terms of competition. So that was an interesting point. And finally, on the broader AI strategy here, we spoke a lot about Galaxy AI, which was first launched earlier this year with the S24 series with Samsung. This is the suite of AI features. We saw more of them yesterday at Unpacked with these new foldable devices. TM Roh telling me he thinks this is going to be a driver for people to upgrade to these new, shinier, more expensive devices. So while Samsung has bought some hardware upgrades with the latest devices, hoping these software updates with Galaxy AI are going to do enough to convince consumers to go out and splash more than $1,000 on a new phone. Karen?
Arjun, given the updates we've heard around the various different phones that, let's face it, look very different to Apple iPhones, now another wearable here in the form of the Ring, where does that leave Apple as it focuses its attention on AI but still needs to refresh its lineup of products?
Yeah, you know what? A couple of analysts on the ground here remarked to me it's really surprising that Apple has yet not announced anything around a Ring style of product, or there haven't really been many rumors about it. If you think about what Apple's doing in health, they've made a big deal over the past few years around the Apple Watch and its ability to track a number of health metrics linked to the iPhone. You'd think at this point, something like a Ring, which can be worn 24 hours, it's a bit more comfortable, will be a market they'd be keen to jump into. So that's certainly one to watch. I think that, that could do very well for Apple, given that their loyal customer base, and you often see people wearing Apple Watches as well. So that could be quite an interesting area to keep an eye on. I'm sure it's something Apple's looking at very closely, and it would make sense for them to bring such a device to market and open up a whole new product category.